Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to Anno 1800 where you join us in Manola. We are going to continue expanding here and we've got quite a bit to do today. Now I do want to get into the sky as soon as possible, so we are going to start by building our bauxite mines. We are going to put one here and another one here. Now that does decrease the population that we have of our journaleros who are available to work, but that is fine. We're going to head over here with a nice road right there. Then we are going to stick on a lovely little warehouse right here, which is hopefully in range of both of these. And actually what we might do is we might just upgrade the roads straight away. We've got enough bricks so we can have a nice new road going in there, and then we need to link this all up with the rest of the settlement by putting in another road. So Paloma is very pleased that we've found bauxite. We also need to start turning that into aluminium, which is going to require a charcoal kiln. Now our bauxite takes 10 seconds to be harvested, and it's 1 minute and 30 for aluminium profiles. So our charcoal kiln is going to bring in quite a bit of that. So it's just a single charcoal kiln that we actually need. We're going to put one right there and they are going to start producing charcoal. We only have one spare journalero, so we're going to need to boost our workforce here in Manola. And I think we can do that by just bringing out some of these journalero residences. So these ones here, we're going to go all the way up to the top and we're just going to duplicate this little section here, dropping it in. We're going to do the same here. And hopefully they will still have access to the nearby marketplace. They might not, and if that is the case, we'll just build in a nice stone road all the way through our city to here, and another one to here, and then we'll fill it in with a nice road that goes up to the top there. And then we might as well run a road all the way along, and I'll just go straight through as well. So all of the roads that are kind of intersecting will be fully upgraded to stone. That should give us access to the marketplace. It's a little bit short, I think, but no, it's filling up quite nicely. There we go. Right, so all of our journaleros now have access. We should start seeing them move in and the population will go up quite substantially. That is going to allow us to produce our aluminium profiles, which is great. So our aluminium smelter is going to go right here, just on the outskirts. Maybe we'll put it here so that it's close to a bauxite deposit as well. Can go in there on the angle, and actually we can then put a second one in here. So we're going to produce quite a bit of aluminium now very quickly. Doesn't impact our balance, and you can see we've gone up to 6.7 million because another trade of pocket watches has probably gone through, and now we just need to increase our stock of aluminium profiles. We also need to upgrade an Enbesa residence, which we can actually now do because we are flush with sewing machines here, but I don't want to make that transition just yet. I want to make sure that we are secure here in Manola before we do anything else. So if you have a look, our aluminium smelter is just missing some coal. It's got bauxite. Coal is coming in now as well. That's producing quite nicely, and that is very, very good. So we're going to head back to the old world, where we should now have a little clipper arriving down here. We have already built one additional pier. We've got a ship here waiting to load in some sewing machines, and then that will head back off to the new world. But this ship here is able to trade at this little pier, which gives us access to the things that we need there. Once this this schooner, sorry, drops things off, we'll be able to... Oh, this is actually the sewing machines one, so that's going to drop off. The clipper with the windows and stuff, I think, is just... the schooner with the windows and stuff is slowly making its way down. And that is now done. So we've got 50 going in there, and they are heading off to the new world. This little trading post is working really well now. So we can start dropping off loads of goods here to bring in a really nice little bit of production that is going to just go to and from the new world. And that is coming in. Oh, that's Madame Kahuna, which is great. We've got loads of stuff going on, and happy days. Right, things are looking really nice here now. I'm very, very pleased with what's going on, and we can keep going. So once that little schooner arrives, I think it's just about here. There it is, coming in very slowly. Going back over to the new world then, how is our production looking here? We have managed to get that up, so now we need to build a helium extractor, and I think we should have some helium somewhere. Now, where was that one? I think there's another one somewhere over here. which is round the opposite side. Oh, okay, no, it's not. It's in a different part of the island. What's this then? That's another bauxite deposit. Right, we need a nearby helium deposit, really. There's bauxite there, there's gold there, and there's helium there. And another bauxite there, I guess? Yes. Right, but this, we'll take helium here. We need 25 units of aluminium for that. So let's just have a look. We've got steel beams there. Where's the aluminium? There's aluminium. So we've got one aluminium profile. And we're going to need to really boost that as well, to be quite honest, because we need quite a bit of aluminium for the things that we're going to be doing. But that's fine. Manola's become a little bit less attractive, but that's okay. Looking at the people here, they're all really quite satisfied. Things are looking good. How is the tortilla production? That's all right. What about our fried plantain? That's something that we are going to need to really manage. So looking at that, it is starting to drop down. So we may need in a little bit more fried plantain production here, but we'll manage it. We'll just keep an eye on it for now. Looking over here, the Abreras do also still need fried plantains. So let's take the jump. Let's expand this top level here of Abreras. There we go. Right. Now what do they want us to do? Nothing else, but we have reached the age of festivals. We can now produce soccer balls and mezcal. So for soccer balls, we need Kachwak and a Nandu farm. Now we can produce Nandu somewhere else. The Kachok, the Kachok, we need to produce somewhere else and then transport it here. So that's something that we're going to have to be aware of. And then over here, we've got quite a bit of stuff. Herb gardens, sugar refineries, a citrus orchard, a lot of stuff that we're going to need there to make our mezcal. But they are offering us a proper introduction. And also a post office has been put in here. We're going to leave that for now. So they want us to do a local mail service. And they want entertainment for the artisas or artista. So that is quite a significant jump. We're not going to do any of that yet. What we need is a post office or post box in the new world. And they also want us to get 1,000 artistas, as well as build our helium extractor. Now, our helium extractor is going to be a while away because we are going to be focusing on our aluminium production to get that up and running. But other than that, we're in a pretty good position here in the new world. Over in the old world then, you'll notice that we've not yet been to Cape Trelawny because we don't need to go there just yet. What we should probably do, though, is focus on having a look at what we can do in preparation for the engineer class. But over here, we've got fur coats that we need. And to unlock that, we need more artisans. We currently don't have any artisans. And the issue with upgrading more artisans, is we need rum for those artisans. They don't just need rum, they need canned food. We don't have anywhere yet that we are producing this canned food on. The reason that this lot don't need it is because over here we have an actor in residence at the town hall. But we can actually be very clever about this and upgrade these because these are all in range of that town hall, which means we can get more artisans in without the need for fulfilling the additional requirements that they have because of the range of effect of this building here, this town hall. We can actually also upgrade these two outlying buildings here and this one. So that gives us more and gets us to that fur coat tier, and then the next one will be a university. So looking at the fur coat requirements, we need a fur dealer for that, and that is going to require stuff from our hunting cabins, which are on other islands, and the cotton from the New World. So we would have to go back to the New World, build another cotton mill somewhere. Likely that cotton mill would be built in Manola because we already know that there's cotton production going on there. So if we have a quick look at cotton, we don't actually have any cotton being produced here. Either that or it is already being thrown straight into... Yes, it is. So there's cotton here being produced, but not enough for the bombing weaver. So if we have a quick look at the cotton plantation, it takes 1 minute for the cotton. Felt takes 30 seconds. What about the cotton mill? That takes 30 seconds. So we actually need another cotton plantation here. So let's build that. Let's get another cotton plantation Oh, actually, no, it's not that. It's the fact it's more like we have a quick look at the raw cotton fabric and cotton. Right, okay, interesting. So cotton is being delivered, not being delivered particularly quickly. So let's put in a stone road going around there. Right, okay. So, yes, we can't really do that at this moment in time. We are going to have to put in another... Let's put in another cotton plantation anyway. Just here. And then we will bring that all the way around there and just fill in the back. And yes, we will allow Princess King to settle that island. And then we'll go up to here with another cotton plantation. So that should now be producing cotton at a pretty fast speed. Every 30 seconds we'll get cotton. We can add in a fertilizer silo for these to boost the efficiency. But we don't have the ability to produce fertilizer yet anyway, so there's no point doing that. Let's have a quick look. Artista. Yeah, they can't currently produce fertilizer by the looks of things, so there's no point doing that. So if we connect these buildings to a power grid, they will produce additional items as well. But we're far off power at the moment as well, and I don't want to invest into that just yet because we need to try and keep things ticking over quite nicely. Overproduction is the death of any settlement, and we don't want that to be a thing. So looking at this, the next kind of steps are going to be a beach, perfumes, gelea, fans, and scooters, and then that actually tops out the artista. You can't get any higher tier than that, so that's something that is really useful, because if we can get everybody settled here and people happy, we know that we're going to be able to have this constant source of production for all of these areas. I'm going to put in another cotton plantation because I can see that currently it's not sufficient, really. So let's get in another one here, going to there, and then all the way up to the back. We should now start seeing cotton being produced quite well and delivered around. So if we have a look at the bomb bins now, they should hopefully be getting produced at a decent speed. 26 bomb bins we have, and we should have some more cotton now coming in, so we can build a second cotton mill right at the top of this street here. And then that should start turning that into cotton, which we can then ship back to the old world. So that's good. Right, looking over here, it looks like there's some transportation delays here. So I'm just going to upgrade these 2 warehouses, and we will add in a stone road coming along here. This is a very, very industrial and farm-heavy area, so I'd like goods to move through it quite quickly. So getting that in will increase the speed at which we move that sort of stuff around. The fried plantain's having a little bit of a dip. That could be due to our increasing population. I have a look over at our cotton fabric. Still not producing a great deal of it, and we're missing some goods here. Missing cotton from there. It's a little bit worrying, to be quite honest, that we don't seem to be getting things up and running quick enough, even though people are quite happy. I wonder if we have an item here that we can use to boost the production rating of our cotton. We don't. Right, okay, interesting. That's fine. But what we do need to do is build an airship platform. We also need a helium extractor. We still only have 17 units of aluminium profiles, so we're going to leave that for now. We're going to see if that cotton issue sorts itself out, because over here we can start thinking about building our felt hunting cabins. Now, I do think there will be an island nearby that will have the ability to produce that sort of stuff. I just need to find it. So over in Western, we can get it. Magwitch can also get it. Tarek can't. Ditchwater obviously can't. Goldfurt can, but we're doing quite a bit in Goldfurt, and I don't have a great deal of real estate there. I reckon the best bet is going to be to do it here in Magwitch, where there's quite a bit of land that we can put our hunting cabins on. So we'll stick a hunting cabin there, another one there, and another one. Let's just actually build these ones first. And then can we place another one anywhere else? There is a slight overlap there, but I'm going to deal with that. We've got 3 hunting cabins there. We're going to link all of these up with a road. In fact, I'm going to move one of them. I'm going to move this one back a little bit so that it's now in line. It's not in line. Oh, it is. Yes, good. Right, so that can go along to here. This can go to here. We'll then place a warehouse kind of in the middle of the two. Get that built. And now they'll start planting forests and hunting animals. And that should see an increase in the amount of hide we have. Furs, my apologies. Then we can set up a trade route for furs. Now, do I have any trade routes that are already coming to Magwitch? I don't believe I do. No. Okay, well, that's good. Because what we can now do is we can just create a route that is a charter route, taking furs from one space, and they're going to go from Magwitch to Ditchwater. They're going to transfer whatever amount of furs they can get in there, and that will come over eventually, finding its way to Ditchwater, where we will be able to turn them into fur coats using the fur dealer. And for now, I guess the furs go to the marketplace, so we can put our fur dealer out here. Do they go into the market? Let's have a quick look. Yes, I can see space for fur there, so the fur dealer can actually come out here. It basically means if we do end up getting power, that will be very quickly transferred all the way to here. So my relationship with Ann Harlow has dropped over time, but that's fine. We've built our fur dealer. They will just wait for the required goods to come in. Then, whatever we've got going to the new world, if we go to our routes... Ooh, hang on. Our little ship has arrived. Forgot about that. We'll drop that stuff off. And we will... Oh, we need bricks. Damn. Only got 40 bricks there, but there's bricks over here, so we can go with this nearby port here, grab that. Then, this twist of coral, they are now going to go into the trade route. We're going to go twist of coral here. We are going to have them load in the new world. Okay, yes, you can take that money. In the new world, they're then going to load up some cotton fabric, and they are going to unload it there. Now, we have an issue here where we're asking it to wait for goods. Now, they don't need to wait for goods in Manola because I don't know how long it's going to take them to get all of that cotton. And it seems like there's currently 0 cotton whatsoever there at the moment, which is a little bit concerning. So, let's have a quick look. Why are we not producing enough cotton? Do we have cotton fabric? No, that was the issue. We haven't got any cotton fabric there, actually. It's making them, but it takes 30 seconds to make the cotton fabric. And it takes 1 minute to produce the cotton. We only have 4 cotton farms. That's where we're running out of... That's where we're coming up with these issues. We actually need more cotton plantations to be able to make this work effectively. So we'll put another cotton plantation here, and we'll get the field going all the way along to here just to fill up this little bit of space that's left, and then that will go backwards to there. Great, so we have that in place. Hopefully now that is going to be enough to get some regular cotton production going, and we can start this trade route off going nicely. So tortillas has dropped a little bit, but I do have a trade route set up going that in and around there. Yep, that is up and running. Nice. Then if we have a quick look, do we have any idle ships? Yes, I've got my flagship, the Pharaoh, which is the Clipper. That is going to be a new one, really, that ferries stuff around the new world because it has that peace mode activated, which is really good. And then over here, we have enough aluminium profiles now to build our helium extractor and start getting the stuff we need. So there was helium up here. We're going to build our helium mine. We need an industrial lubricant. Our industrial oil press requires a fish oil factory and the industrial oil press itself, as well as clay, which we have a clay pit for, and saltpeter, which we can only construct in the old world. So where we have our helium down here, we will just do this. Now, the princess here wants us to... We're going to have to revoke the alliance there because I don't want to go to war with a pirate, unfortunately. Not right now. So we'll have to revoke that. And again, revoke that. This is one of the dangers, really, and we need to find a way to get down here. I don't know how to get down here because of the fact that we've got all of this space here and there doesn't seem to be any way down off this mountain unless it's down here on this tiny little bit here. This little spit of land. Yes, it is. Right, so we're going to go up to here. Our road is going to continue along and then line up there. Then we're going to have to build another warehouse right here, and that will start collecting the helium. Now we've got clay. I just have a quick look over here. Yep, we have clay. Plenty of that, which is good. But we don't have industrial lubricant. Now, if I have a quick look at my fish oil, you'll see that I've only got 6 units of fish oil, and that does drop quite substantially. So we're going to need to get helium. We're going to build our industrial oil press here. We'll then build a new fish oil factory. This is one of the biggest sinks, actually, in the New World, is your fish oil production. So we're going to build several new fish oil factories to really boost the production of that. And then we are going to remove some of this, like that. And then again, we'll remove that. And then we'll go up to here and up to here. Right, okay, so I'm pretty happy with that now. We are going to leave things. We can increase our helium stock, but again, we need saltpeter. So we are going to head over to the old world, where I think we do have some saltpeter somewhere. And you can see our income has dropped again. And over here, we have saltpeter in this area, which is great because we can now establish a new trade route between these islands. So let's build some saltpeter works over here. If I have a quick look, I think we might actually need to go to the next level before we can get our saltpeter. If I have a quick look, I don't think we have access to that. I think we need to upgrade things. So helium ain't going to happen right now because we don't have access to saltpeter. It's not in the docklands, not in our medium harbour. Is it in this harbour? No, it isn't. So saltpeter is obviously the next step, which means we need to move up to engineers. And I'm not willing to do that right now. So we are going to have to be very, very careful with that. The other option would be to import saltpeter. So let's have a look and see if we can actually bring that into the new world. So if I go over to here and we look at just importing from someone. We go to here and our trading post, we go to goods. We have plenty of cotton fabric now. That's starting to come through really nicely, but we need saltpeter. So looking down here, if I find... Doesn't seem to want me to do that. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, so saltpeter isn't available. I think that is because we need to unlock it by getting to the next resident here. Isabel Sarmento doesn't even have it for offer either, which makes things a little bit difficult. So the airship stuff is going to have to wait. I don't want to build anything until we've got that helium production up and running, so we're just going to pause everything for now. We're going to pause the helium extractor. Hang on. No, that can wait. Ah, yes, it's this what's missing goods. We need saltpeter from there. So we can pause that. We can pause that. We'll have to come back once we're able to do that because saltpeter can only be produced in the old world and we don't have access to saltpeter yet. So it might well be that we just come back at another time and see if we can make this improved, get this done better. Right, looking over here now, this has now arrived. Turbulence. But it didn't actually pick up the items that I needed it to pick up. Oh, God. So we still can't do that. Right, I'll sort that out. We'll have a new ship appear very soon when we start our next episode, and we'll try and get this under control. So thank you all again for watching. I think we should now be able to bring some stuff over to our fur dealer. If I have a quick look, is this ship now arriving? Do we have any cotton fabric yet? It is a intermediate product. We don't, not yet. But if we have a look at our trade routes and have a look at this work clothes one, he is currently on his way over from the new world. So that should come in quite nicely. If I just go to my world map, he's not there yet. We go down to here. He is arriving, I think, or he's arrived and is on his way back out. Don't actually see that ship. But we do have the June flower, which is moving stuff around quite nicely. We've got another one here. It looks like he is on his way. Could be on his way back into the region now. Oh, wait, I've just seen it appear on the map there. So let's just have a quick look. There he is. He has 17 units of cloth, which means that will be dropped off in the new world. And we can have a quick look at our routes again. Now, I think there's a route that goes down to here. In fact, I know there is. It's this one, the sewing machine route. So this sewing machine route will now, as it arrives at Goldfurt, it will load in. It will load in cotton fabric and unload that in ditch water so that cotton fabric can then be turned into furs. Now, it is saying there's a minor issue here, and that minor issue is that they don't have enough slots. I think that means that's not going to work, actually. So we'll delete that. We'll delete that. Now, there is another one that is making routes somewhere. So let's just have a quick look. I think it's this one. And there is a schooner and a clipper and a frigate on that. So we can actually take the schooner off it, leave the frigate doing it. So we'll remove that. And then over here at Goldfurt, it's going to load in cotton fabric. And it's going to drop that cotton fabric off in ditch water. So that's good. Right, we're also going to juggle things around a little bit here. I don't know why it's starting in Mousemere. So we're going to move Mousemere down. And we're going to move Mousemere down again to make it a nice round route. That works good. Right, there's also bread coming here. That is being provided by the Providence. And then over here, the sewing machine route, which has that on. Tortillas over there has stuff on. And that is good as well. So I now have a schooner freed up. I have a quick look here, the Turbulence, which is just kind of parked there. Oh, wait, no, that's the one that we're going to take the bricks onto. Go. And then they'll drop those bricks off over here. Excellent. Right. So I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you all again for watching. It's been another really good episode here in Anno 1800 with more progress being made. The little town of Goldfurt is actually one of the biggest parts of our empire right now, and that just needs to continue expanding. So thank you all for watching. I'll hopefully get everything sorted out moving forward, and we'll see you soon. Bye.